By the way, with regards to new ways of making money, but wait, let's first of all take a look at those two miniature petri dishes made out of plastic. They contain basically painting oil, goldish yellow and brown with the linseed oil, and they contain a bit of samples, like biological living samples. I mean, living that were created by the bots, by nanobots, and they were placed in the balcony for some time now, and they got a little bit dry, but they have some still a little wet. And it's I thought about that these are the equivalent of the pond water that famously Anthony van Leeuwenhoek took to, viewed under his homemade microscope when you've seen so many microscopic creatures. So this is, I think it's an equivalent, because it's like a pond that was kept outside for a long time, maybe 2 weeks or so, and it should be interesting to see what's in there under the microscope. I can tell you that there are many. It's very, very visible that that worms were crawling in there, because you see the signs in the oil of crawlings of worms, but I don't see worm visible right now. So either they died or they melted back into the pond, or maybe they ran away, and they are maybe they're maybe they hang out at your backyard right now. So, but it will be an interesting thing to watch this under the microscope. I think I see one worm here, still alive. Nice. And another one is what I think is in hibernation. We already know just from the beginning. We've seen, like, if you remember the first glass that I used to conduct the ring experiment, which was actually failure, but inadvertently, we created a lot of life. So we know that they have like the hibernation state. These worms that they look like they are dead, but after a while, they can be hibernated if temperature is getting a little bit higher and moisture is added, like oil moisture, not water moisture. So it will be interesting. So this is this all reminds me of something that I wanted to say anyway, which is that with regards to making money. I had a funny moment with my mother right now. I told her, what's the idea of vivo ex vivo and vivo ex nihilo, like that in the past people saw that life can be created only also from matter, but it was demonstrated in the 18th century that it's impossible. And it has a huge implication on philosophy, and that and I told her, I actually proved that vivo ex nihilo exists, and it was possible to create life from matter. And it was just here in this apartment. Aren't you excited about it? So she told me something like, I don't know, my head hurts. I have a headache. I don't know. I have a headache. So I try to understand why does she mean by that? And eventually, the conclusion is that. Of course, it's controlled by the Shabak, like all the other creeps around me, and I'm sorry to say that, but she's doing a lot for me, but she's controlled by the Shabak. What can you say? She has that's reality. But the funny thing is that I think that, and I'm not saying it that in a derogatory way, like I say, just like as a fact that both she and she as well as everybody else, they're only fascinated with the fact if it was demonstrated that it could be translated to financial gain. And this is something that wasn't always true. I think that in the past, people, if you show them things that can, demonstrably shaken their view of life and can be even used as possibly as tools in conflicts. I don't want to use the term weapon, but as a very as they can be used like powerful tools. They wouldn't necessarily want you to make money out of it, but yeah, today it's part of even for people that are not materialistic, and my mother is not materialistic at all. Even for them, if it's not translatable to money making, then how can they tell that it exists? You claim something scientific, but scientists says otherwise, and who knows what's the truth? Who knows? I mean, the only thing that is like absolutely certain for a person in the 21st century is just I mean, the dollar sign. The dollar sign. That's the reason why Ayn Rand, the philosopher and a novelist, I mean, she actually made it like it's a symbol of a, a religion, like, and it's certainly a sacred sign, the dollar sign, because I mean, it's like it's not only a tool, the dollar, but it's also, I mean, the things that makes things exist. I mean, if it doesn't carry like a bag of dollars with it, I mean, how could we even know that it exists at all? Anything, which is funny. So I thought about like another way of making money, but it's something that is like it's not that, I mean, feasible. I mean, it's the easiest way, and I can also do it right now. I mean, I don't even need nothing else but what I already have. But and I don't need actually to sell the Neros, because I already told you that I'm not going to sell the Neros. But there is actually another thing that I can sell right now, which probably has it's got its own market, and I don't need anything. I mean, I don't need no further scientific or technological like advancement in order for it to happen, which is to sell actual worms. Like, I don't care about selling the worms, like, I mean, as pets, or I mean, for any other usage. Like, if people want to buy the worms for me, then the snakes, then I already have quite a few, and I'm planning to as I said yesterday, to create like a big, like a terrarium now with plenty of worms. We will be, and to let them grow, and possibly we will be able to see them crawling like in the Temple of Doom, which would be amazing. So if people want to buy some of the worms, I mean, I'm all for it. The only issue is that, first, I mean, I don't think that it's possible to sell it internationally, because such a thing, I don't know if the customs anywhere will be like really open to the idea of like alien pets that are sold like over like airmail or something. Perhaps I'm going to be surprised, like positively surprised, but I mean, I don't think it's like I'm saying, I mean, the customs needs to be really lenient about like the types of commodities that are allowed in and out of the country in order to sell alien life forms like over mail. So yes, so, and even like within Israel, I'm not sure that, I mean, regular mail will be so happy to ship it, but maybe DHL, or I don't know. I don't know. So, like, if someone wants to just come here to Kukia Street, 48 Kukia Street, Rishon LeZion, and just call me, or just ring the bell and buy like a couple of alien worms, then a live one, I mean, the crawling one, and together with their oil, I mean, that you can see like what they like to eat. So yeah, I mean, no problem. I mean, do whatever you want with that. I mean, like, I mean, yeah, it can only help me with my political project of dispersing and proliferating the more advanced species to take place of defunct ones. So yeah, please go ahead and give me money, and I'm open for such deals even right now. I mean, this kind of deals, this kind of like trade, this kind of trade is not, I mean, it's also already possible. Actually, we can even do it right now. I mean, we don't need to wait for any kind of new advancement in science or technology.